a form of godliness, but denying the power therein. They serve me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. And I was reading the triumphant entry, and it never dawned on me how he brought the coat in, and people were laying their coats on the road and cutting branches from the trees and spreading them on the road. The symbolism of it, because a lot of us know who study, every time he ministered or evangelized, it was a teaching moment for his disciples after he left that situation. So the bearing fig tree, it just blew my mind, because remember, laying their coats and they're cutting off leaves, right? So he comes to a fig tree. Now in the morning, verse 18, this is in Matthew 21, verse 18. Now in the morning, when he was returning to the city, he became hungry. Seeing a lone fig tree by the road, he came to it and found nothing on it except leaves only. And he said to it, no longer shall there ever be any fruit from you. And at once the fig tree withered. Seeing this, the disciples were amazed and asked, how did the fig tree all at once? And Jesus answered and said to them, truly I say to you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what was done to the fig tree, but it says to this mountain, be taken up and cast in the sea, it will happen. And all things you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive, right? That's not the part I was getting to. I'm getting to the part of the form of godliness, having all these fig trees, screaming, Hosanna, as he's entering in. And these people didn't bear any fruit. It was an outward appearance like they were holy and they were serving God. But we see when we go to Mark 11, on that perspective of the triumphal entry, that he goes into the temple. Outside, it looked holy. It looked like they were praising God. It looked like they were honoring God. But when he entered into the temple, there we see the money changers. And he got upset. And he said, you turned my father's house into a den of thieves, remember? And so the whole point, what I'm trying to bring is, let's not perpetrate as if God doesn't know our true intentions, or putting a costume on, being a hypocrite, Hippocrates, changing masks, when the inward heart is never to please God. And so God is going to judge you by your fruit. He's going to judge you just like the fig tree. Because if we know the historical meaning of that fig tree, I'm just paraphrasing right now because I don't have my notes, but during this time it was these little pubs on the tree that were edible. So when he went to that tree, he was expecting, it wasn't the season for the fruit, for the fig, but it had those pubs to where he can at least suppress his hunger. But he didn't even find that. So let's look at the symbolism of it, because he goes into the temple expecting to see fruit of these people, and he find none on it. So he cursed them. So I'm telling people, stop playing with God, man. It's better that you repent and work out your faith with fear and trembling, as the word says. But that's it. That just blew me away when I was reading that, the comparison of people, like they'll be on Palm Sunday or whatever, even the people that have come with their suits dressed up, serving the Lord or whatnot, but then inwardly, when we judge them by their fruit, we're going to judge you by your fruit. That's what he's telling us to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to judge them by their fruit. If I don't see no disciples next to you, no one that you're grooming to be in the faith, it's hard for me to take your piety for what it is, for face value, should I say. So that's it, family and friends. Just be blessed. And yeah, that was pretty good. That was Matthew 11 and Mark 11 and Matthew 21, the triumphal entry.